You know, when I was a kid, and I first got around 52nd Street before I even could get into the club legally. I used to sit in Billie Holiday's dressing room all the time because her piano player adopted me. He found me on a park bench in Manhattan on 91st Street, and he said, "What are you doing here with those drumsticks sticking out of your pocket?" And I said, "Well, I want to play this." And he took me home. Next thing I knew, he was Billie's piano player. And so I used to be up in her dressing room all the time, you know, listening to the guys play. But at that time, Diz and Bird hadn't even gotten a Monday night. Yeah, it was Coleman Hawkins and Ben Webster and all those guys. You know, Lester Young.
Coleman.
Yeah, it was, and then they got a Monday night at the Three Deuces, Bird and Diz, and then the whole shit started. You know, a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It became another thing.
Did you ever play with Monk?
Uptown, you know, we used to go up there, the sessions up there. I mean, working, my best friend, who's the only one of my gang that's still alive, we talk every 4 or 5 days. He worked with him for years, Roy Haynes.
Oh, oh my God.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah. I mean, we're all going, you know.
Do you know Jimmy Cobb?
Yeah, but he came along later. You're talking about 10, 12 years later into the music scene, 1957, 58. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Miles.
Right.
By that time, Miles had his own, you know, shit going, you know what I mean? But when I knew him, we were all sleeping on Gil Evans's floor in 47. And he was always a sullen motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had his own thing. Miles was a very interesting case.
What about Art Blakey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's another guy who was his own thing, you know. Yeah, I used to go and listen to him on those ferry boat rides from 125th Street on Sundays.
Oh,
man,
really?
And sit under the bass drum when I was 16 years old listening to Art.
Wow.
You know, he was a kid.
His band.
Kid you, man.
Messengers, man, they were my favorite.
Oh boy!
I had this LP, and it was they had a gig at Birdland in '54.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
1954.
I think they were one of the first bands to play there or something.
Well, 51, the thing really started going, but nobody knew about it, you know.
Yeah.
But by 54, it was really.
Yeah, it was Horace Silver, Curly Russell, Lou Donaldson, and Clifford Brown.
Curly Russell.
Yeah, man, I loved that album. It's one of the first jazz albums I ever fell in love with.
Oh yeah, well, you missed a lot in front of that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got into it later. Did you ever know Wardell Gray?
Sure.
My dad was friends with him.
Yeah, Wardell was a good friend of mine.
Yeah?
I ran with him almost every day.
Wow.
In 1961.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
60.
Wow.
Around, yeah, that period in there.
Yeah.
He had just gotten out of the joint.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I used to see him every day, and we used to go to the Watkins Hotel and get whacked out of the fucking.
What about Dexter Gordon, of course, right?
Oh yeah. Well, now you're going back into older
Yeah.
Dexter.
When did he live? He stayed out here. When did he move to New York?
He was back and forth, you know. Well, I think he had family out here.
Out here? Well, he was from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad was best friends with him. But like, what year around did he move to New York?
That was an interesting cat. Dexter Gordon was an interesting guy, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll say.
Wow.
He was from the original group of stoners, almost original, but you know, we were all out of our heads completely.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's
that
exactly
is
who was
amazing.
playing. Yeah.
That's so tight, man.
That's cool to know that you were there.
Yeah, that day.
is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I remember that. I was saying, who the fuck are these guys, man? You know what I mean? Because they were blowing their balls off. And I didn't know
He
who
was at
John
the
Coltrane
first
was.
rehearsal that John Coltrane had with Miles Davis when he joined the band.
At the Bohemia, the club, Cafe Bohemia.
Wow.
Experience, man. That was what got me.
If you had one thing to say about America and American music, and just America, What would you say? Like just a couple
I
words.
say that it was an interesting thing that happened between the harmonies of Europe, the melodies of the world, and the rhythms of Africa. Put it in one fucking pot and keep stirring until you get some talented guys who know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for $1.